today's topic. Everybody wanted us to cover the Andrew Tate stuff, so I ended up deciding to do a little bit of a deep dive to learn. So I did the research, and the big thing that kept coming up, I saw Ethan Klein, I saw a bunch of other YouTubers calling him a human trafficker, so I looked into it. And I'll be honest with you, the evidence that he's a human trafficker is extremely flimsy. So the two tales is, one, he ran away from the UK because he was a human trafficker. Guys, if you think that the police in the UK really believe he's a human trafficker, how did he visit recently? How did he visit over the last few years and gone back constantly? Okay, let me tell you something. If you're suspected of something serious, right, if they have hard evidence, you can't just willy-nilly re-enter the country whenever you want, okay? Yes. Look, it's just so stupid. No. And then the other one was like...
None of this works like that.
There's two sides of the story. So I'm going to give you both sides. The girl's side of the story in Romania is that she was lured by Andrew Tate's brother to come down there, okay? Because he was telling her, I'm in love with you and all, leave your boyfriend. So she left her boyfriend, supposedly, went all the way to Romania for this guy that she met online that she said she fell in love with, and then he locked her in a room and tried to put her into human trafficking. Supposedly that's the story. The other guys, Andrew Tate and his brother, they say, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. This girl was out here partying, wanted to live the best life, was cheating on her boyfriend. Her boyfriend found out through one of the live streams because he saw her and he's a fan of the show. And so he ended up calling to her, and she claimed at that moment that she was being held against her will. So they called the embassy, the people make a fuss online, all these cops show up, they arrest the guy, they go through all the evidence, they look at the CCTV footage, see her walking in and out of the compound however she wants, and they end up deciding we're not going to file any charges, it's not going any further than that. What evidence do you have? When you guys speak with such certainty, when you put these labels on people and they haven't been convicted of any crime, they haven't even been charged, there's no evidence really coming out that proves it, how can you so confidently call this person that? And my issue when I see goobers doing stuff like this, the same way when that girl was accusing Fresh and Fit or whatever, okay, is that when you guys prop up these lies or these unsubstantiated claims about people that you hate, and it turns out that the evidence behind it is flimsy, you start to look uncredible. All your other criticisms of him get thrown out the window because you're hell-bent on throwing fucking mud to the wall to see if it sticks. You can hate him. You can find him he's deplorable. You can say a lot of his opinions are fucking stupid and not even agree with you on some. But when you prop up these lies, you lose me. And you lose a large audience that you could have otherwise convinced in different ways via argument. But you're too lazy. You're too fucking arrogant to just be like, I don't know what he is, but I'm not going to repeat this until it's confirmed. You can't do that. And what kills me is I'll see people repeating this thing. Recently, Ethan Klein and his company got accused of, mistreating employees, creating a super toxic work environment at Teddy Fresh or whatever. People were accusing him all kinds of stuff. And he's like, why do you guys believe this? Why are you guys...
You're doing the same thing. Bro.
You don't see the irony?
You're doing the same thing.
You don't see the irony? No? Am I crazy? That you expect to be given the benefit of the doubt, but you don't accord that to anybody else. Okay. Go ahead.
And the thing that happened is I always come back with this point, but that's really what pisses me most when that happens, whenever you lie about someone like that. I understand that could be fueled by hate. You don't like the person, you don't like what he does and everything and stuff, and he has... they took Malcolm X's quote too seriously, by all means necessary. So you're trying to put him down by all means. But the thing that happened is that those means can actually arm the actual victims. People actually claiming that are suffering from things like that. When they come out, they're like, man, maybe that's not a real story. And that's the thing. The by all means necessary thing, calm down, man. Calm down. If you ain't got enough to put someone down, don't put the person down. What you want to put the person down? You want to out the person or whatever, do that. But based on false thing, the other thing that you got, you're going to prop it up to make it a thing and be able to sound more credible. At the end of the day, you don't. Especially if we have evidence that it's not.
Yep.
Remember what happened to Justin Bieber? When an egg account accused him of doing this and that and whatever. And he had to come out with receipts saying, I was this and I was there with that person. That never even saw this person. I never even saw that person. All this sounds super sus. An egg account.
Yeah.
You took what paper took that claim, propped it up, and said, ooh, it's juicy. And then all in the name of juice. I don't know how you do your stuff. If it's just for the click, for the first news, you know what I mean? Ooh. Let's be first on the news. It's easy to be first on the news when you invent the news.
I'll say this to the claim that he somehow beats women and they have it on video. I watched the video. Okay, it's clearly some kind of BDSM click. But if you don't believe me, the woman in question in the video is found in a subsequent video right afterwards, after all that rage, and she's just sitting behind him chilling and be like, listen, next time do it harder, because I want you to do it properly, because last time you were acting like a little bitch. Now.
Hello everyone, I just wanted to say something about the video that's been released recently about me and my ex-boyfriend Andrew Tate. Andrew is my still great friend. What you guys saw in the video, it's just what we used to do. It was just pure game. He's a great guy. He would never hurt anyone unless he's fighting.
The people that are claiming that they see the videos or the articles or the receipts are the same people that watch your receipt at Best Buy or Costco. Sorry, yeah, all right, you're fine. You did you actually watch the video? Did you actually watch the receipt, items by items? Or you saw that it was a video and you said, hey, if they say that it was there, it must be true, and you just went by it?
It's nonsense. So if you want to willy-nilly call him a criminal, fine, but just understand you're spreading fake news as far as what we have available right now. So let's move on to the more opinionated stuff. The stuff where he says, my girl has an OnlyFans, she paid me 80% because that's mine.
She is my girl, and she is now giving away some of the most private and intimate parts of her body to the internet. Those parts of her body belong to me effectively because she's my woman. That's the whole point of being with somebody. So to pretend she's going to do that and make a bunch of money and give me nothing I find that disrespectful. I would sooner tell her, look, you're not doing OnlyFans, and she would obviously.
Or stuff like.
But if you cannot provide as a man, if you are not competent, she will lose respect for you, and eventually she will leave.
Or I'm going to be able to sleep around, but my girl can't. Because I'm the man, I'm superior, she's inferior. Okay, you have all these different opinions. You hear him repeat all this stuff. Me, when I hear this stuff, you know what it sounds like to me? This is the high value man 2.0. This is dating for the ultra rich. You don't like it, you don't have to like it. You want to see as misogynistic, that's fine. You want to see as inappropriate, whatever, that's cool. But rich people live like that. That's why Bill Clinton could go around, get his dick sucked in the Oval Office, and his wife stayed beside him. That's why politicians are having all kinds of weird-ass orgies in Washington, and nobody says nothing. That's why Saudi princes are flying out all these haram women while they got wives with 3 kids at home so they can turn them into porta potties. It's because they got bread. We don't have to like it. We don't have to say it's acceptable. We don't even say it's okay. But if they're agreeing to do that, and if these women want to buy into that, because let me tell you, there's a lot of Instagram thotties who will accept these terms because they get to be with a dude who's a baller and takes care of all the finances. They don't care. He can sleep around, I can't. They accept that.
As long as I'm taken care of, my man who's taking care of me can live his life like how he deserves.
Who am I to say anything? Who am I to tell these people how they can't or can't have the relationship that they consented to? And so long as they're not telling everybody else you have to live this way, what the fuck do I care? And I never understood the obsession with this. High value man. Let's talk about the high. 99% of you watching will never fall in this tax bracket. You'll never get to achieve that level. You'll probably never live that lifestyle. And it's okay. I'm not shaming nobody. It's fine. But why are we so obsessed with talking about these people? And how they do their dating life? I would never. Bitch, you were never invited. You can't even apply. If it was my relationship, nobody asked you. Go be a regular ass person. We can talk about that stuff. This is a different conversation.
But nobody wants to be a regular ass person. Nobody wants to be a regular ass motherfucker. Bro. Nobody wants to be called, you're regular. You know how many girls that tell me, oh yeah, I would do this. I got one of my friends. When we had the whole Fresh and Fit shit. And she was talking some shit and she was like, yeah, I could go out there and then find me myself a hot man, like a rich man. And I'm like, I told her, bitch, you're 35. No, you can't.
The odds aren't great.
You're average.
Your odds aren't
You're
great.
average. I told her you're average. She's like, what? I'm like, you're average here. 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 You want to go to Plastic Town at 35 and find you a rich husband? You're not what they're looking for. Boo-boo, it's okay. It's okay. If we talk about the top models and shit like that, bitch, I'm average. I'm fine with that. Been average my whole fucking life. I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm just saying, it's fine. It's fine. I have to work on all this. Being average. It's fine.
Yep.
You don't have all this light on you. You do what you gotta do. Some of y'all are average at best. Not talking about just you ladies. I'm talking about men too. Average. There are Montreal is one of the cities with the most beautiful women and the most average guys. Average. Guys here don't even think you're gonna be high value. Most of you. 99% of you. Me included. Average. Average.
Yeah. Feels good, man.
That's most of you.
Mm-hmm.
I traveled. I've seen y'all. Average. Calm down. It's fine. But I know you guys are intrigued with the living the lavish, and that's like what people aim for. You know what I mean? Big expensive cars, big houses, big this, big that. You know what I mean? Chain big, hair big, everything big. You know what I mean? Everything. Most of you are not gonna attain that, and that's okay. A lot of you are lying for that. A lot of you are poor because you want to emulate that. It's fine. It's fine to be average.
Yep. And also, it's not just the ladies that are upset. Even the guys who are obsessing over some of this advice, talking about having their own harem. It's a great pipe dream. Most of you guys are never going to have it.
Hey,
you can level up your life in some ways. Sure.
How much
But the whole thing of like, I'm going to have a wife and 3 bitches on the side. Listen, there's only so many women on this planet. Only so many men on this planet. Most of you guys are never going to experience it. Okay? There can't be 10 women for every man. That's not going to happen.
Do you know how
So
much
most of you guys
takes?
are watching stuff. It's cool, but I know there's a lot of you are also delusional about what kind of life you guys are. You guys are no, you're not gonna do that, okay?
Do you know how much money it takes just to have one girl
Bruh.
that thinks like that? Now you want to have 3? Do you know how much?
You're not gonna have it. You're not gonna have that life. So it's important to have that balance. To me, this is the epitome of poor people window shopping at the Gucci shop. That's what you guys are doing. You're seeing the lavish lifestyle behind the window. You guys are all obsessing over it. Most of you guys are never going to own it. You can get your knockoff versions, all right? Go buy your fucking, where you cheat on your girl and you try to convince her to stay around because, you know, cool, that's your knockoff version, that's fine. But you're not going to achieve that. So my honest advice on a lot of this stuff, stop obsessing over what the ultra rich do in their lives, in their dating life. Who cares? You want to look at it from the outside and have a laugh about it? Cool. All you guys get, I wouldn't. It's not for you. It's not for you. So that's pretty much like my thoughts on this stuff. I'll probably pull up a few videos where he says some individual stuff and we can discuss those things. But, you know, like, I think people are getting too caught up in this high value stuff, high value man stuff. And it's like, who cares?
But then again, the opposite is even more ridiculous.
What is?
The advice from other people that are not in this high value stuff, it's even more ridiculous. So I understand why people converge to that. But yeah, they do need... I understand why they converge to that. Because the other opposite, like the opposite is not better, but they need to slack off a bit of that because...
There's 2 sides to it, right? There's the ultra ridiculous stuff, which is like the rules are like, I have 20 women and she only has 1 man, right? There's that stuff, right? That's for the ultra rich.
Yeah.
The people obsess over that, but it's really not that. There's the other side of the advice, which leads to like physical fitness goals, improving your financial situation, getting your own place, understanding how to start talking to women. That stuff is very useful, okay? And I'm not mad at that stuff. But that's not where the focus is put. The focus is generally put on the other stuff. So that's important to know.
It's just like religion.
Go ahead.
It's a religion. Be a good person. Help one another.
Help your
Love each
neighbors.
other.
Yeah.
Hate gays.
You know what is funny?
Let's go to war. There's a lot of egregious shit. It's like, yeah, there's all this good stuff, but there's always there's the fucked up extreme stuff.
Deadass, you see all these guys like buying the nicest Lambos, spending all this money, boozing it up with the ladies, taking all kinds of stuff, smashing left, right, and center, having kids out of wedlock, doing all this crazy shit, right? And I laugh because the same dudes who do all this stuff and do all this high value red pill nonsense shit, is the same dudes who's also preaching like how religion is fantastic, spirituality is super important, religion, Islam, all this stuff. I'm like, bruv, the very stuff you guys engage in and represent and try to encourage are the antithesis of the religions that you also uphold. So that's always one dichotomy that makes me chuckle. I'm like, bruv, just stop bringing up Islam. Stop. You're not about it. The way you live in your life has nothing to do with that.
Everything is haram.
Nigga. But that's a whole other story. I just love the way the fact they bring up religion to get conservative people to buy in. But it's like, bruv, your values are nothing religious or conservative. But I digress. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. We want to hear from you.